Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be talking about the best 15 brawlers to max out right now, whether it's ranked, whether you just want to push the best brawlers inside of a game. So this is going to just take into consideration maybe even some nerfs that might happen in the near future. Again, I don't really know which brawlers will get them, but I've got a high suspicion. But at the same time, some of those brawlers that might receive a nerf are probably still going to be good. Anyways, let's just stop waffling and let's go into the best 15 brawlers to max out list. So before we jump into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I'm doing daily streams pretty much and second channel daily content. Let's jump into the first brawler, which of course is Pierce. Pierce is very fierce, and if you pee in the pool, bro, that song is very addicting. But Pierce is a very, very strong brawler. People underestimate Pierce a lot. I probably will do a guide on him this week, just because I feel like he's very misunderstood. He has a little bit of skill cap to him, just because you've got to always try and leave one piece of ammo left, so you get the most use out of your star power and the maximum damage. But he just does infinite damage. He can have infinite ammo as well, as long as you've got decent aim. You don't even need like aimbot, you just need semi-decent aim and you should be good to go. Pierce, very, very versatile, and I can even make him work on Brawl into tanks as well. There's just hardly any bad matchups for Pierce. He is incredibly fierce. The next brawler must max out is a Crow. So Crow has just been cemented in the A tier ever since he received his first health buff, probably like 6 months plus ago. He's just always been a consistent brawler inside of the meta, and that's not going to stop, because with Crow, he's just pretty much good. He's pretty good into everything. I mean, he's not like completely the best into some of the buffy brawlers, but at the same time, you know, if they're banned out inside of ranked, he's normally is the go-to pick because he's good into a lot of different things. Even the tankier brawlers, he's still good against them because they'll feed him super. He's still got his gadget that can make him even tankier. He also received, of course, another health buff with the global health buff that everyone receives. So just making Crow even tankier. You got to think of it right. Crow used to be this super squishy bird that snipers would have field day on, throwers, etc. Now he's quite tanky and really hard to defeat. So Crow versatile, pretty tanky as an assassin, and he can play gem carrier mid as well. Like, there's just so much versatility to Crow. Absolutely maxed out, if you've somehow not maxed out already, is Ems, and Ems is completely brain dead at that moment. You guys probably don't need to hear why she's broken. Carnage made a really good point. If you don't know Carnage, make sure to subscribe to him. With Ems, there's just so many broken things in her kit. Off the top of my head, she can stun, she can push back, she can heal, she's got invincibility, she can poison, she can slow. There's probably a few other things that I'm missing out on as well. She can reduce damage. There's just so many things that combines with Ems that just makes her such a wild brawler. Like, why are we just introducing a million mechanics? We may as well just make Ems go invisible at this point when she pops her super. She literally feels like Thanos trying to like take her down. And even I anticipate with the nerfs that will probably be coming in a week or so, I guess. I don't know when, but even with those nerfs, I still anticipate her being pretty strong because she's one of the few brawlers with buffies. So yeah, Ems is completely broken right now. Shelly is next on the max out list, and you've guessed it, another buffy brawler. So I knew that the gadget buffy, especially with clay pigeons, was really strong, but after getting used to like the new aimable gadget, and now getting used to as well that you can hold all 3 of your shots with Shelly, like it doesn't expire after 5-10 seconds, whatever it used to be. Shelly is insane in so many different situations. So the first like setting where Shelly's really underrated on is knockout and bounty, because what you can do with clay pigeons and the buffy is you'll slow one person at really long range, and the more bullets you hit, the slower they are. But you want to kind of stack the slows. So you do your first initial shot, they're slowed. As soon as that slow starts to expire, shoot again, and then shoot again. And normally in bounty and knockout, you have snipers in your composition, right? Or you have like a Gene with pull, or you have a thrower with a good super. There's just, it's so hard to escape a Shelly slow. It's unmissable as well. That's makes Shelly such a strong brawler, especially in knockout. She's always been decent at knockout because once the gas closes in, she's just good at surviving with band-aid. And then of course Shelly's really strong in Brawl, gem grab, because she can take down Frank, Mortis, etc. So yeah, Shelly is incredibly underrated and probably S-tier. So now moving into the next brawler who should max out this season, it has to be Hank. So Hank is probably near the bottom of his top 15 list, mainly because if some of these buffy brawlers aren't banned out inside of ranked, Hank still might struggle a little bit, especially against like Ems, Frank. But for the most part, they're banned out, so Hank is one of those brawlers which will go under the radar again. So he's one of the few brawlers that didn't receive a health buff, but he's still incredibly toxic, and he's good in like bounty, he's good in like well, yeah, it's good in bounty. He's good in hot zone as well in particular. Can be good in like Brawl and a few other settings as well. But Hank is always dangerous, and you pair it with a Jae Young and a Byron. So yeah, buffies definitely have hurt him a lot in the meta. He might start to slip down a bit, but Hank's always safe to max out. He has been meta, it feels like forever. The next brawler he must max out is Meeple. So again, taking a look at like the best brawlers for 2025, it made me realize that Meeple's had a really good year, and that just makes me think that Meeple's a very safe brawler to max out, because I think even if there's a few problems with Meeple, but I think a lot of those problems will always Meeple will always be good, because you've got 2 gadgets. They have some of the longest duration, especially the dice gadget in the game, but it still makes me like the gadget is fundamentally incredibly strong. It doesn't even need a buffy for it to be one of the best gadgets inside of a game. I think the only way that Meeple ever slips down a meta if he receives any type of damage nerf. Meeple's very versatile, and again, even with buffies, just incredibly hard to deal with. The next brawler must have maxed out by now, especially with all of the buffies, has to be Mortis. So with Mortis, yeah, most people probably have Mortis unlocked, maxed out already, because he's one of the most played brawlers, he's one of the most fun brawlers, etc. But boy, is Mortis completely and utterly brain dead at the moment. So I should have really seen this coming with a 10-second cooldown with his combo spinner gadget. Everyone knows by now it's completely broken. You can shoot it through walls, it charges your super, 10-second cooldown. Yeah, you know the gist, deals so much damage as well. It's just crazy. And the funny thing is, even in pro play, players, like the pros are playing Mortis in Heist. They're playing him in Knockout, Bounty. They're playing him first pick. This is just when Mortis is completely broken, and it's just a simple fact that you can snipe people through walls and build up your super. The chaining potential is crazy. So yeah, you definitely need the to be honest, I don't know if you, well, the buffies are pretty good with Mortis across the board. You don't absolutely need them. It's just more about that combo spinner. It's just completely and utterly busted. So moving on to the next brawler you must max out, and you've guessed it again, it is another buffy brawler. So the buffy brawlers, I actually think right now pretty much all of them are S tier, maybe outside of Colt. And the next one is, oh yeah, literally this one, Colt. Colt is insane, and I'm starting to like Colt even more. As the days go on, I'm starting to really see his true potential, and that's thanks to his speed loader. Again, this was one where a lot of people underrated when it first came out, and I was glad I rated it pretty highly because it's such a strong gadget. Stealing ammo, pretty much unmissable when you auto-aim it. And with Colt, he can be versatile with both star powers, right? Depending on the matchup, both of the star power buffies are pretty decent. And overall, yeah, his buffies aren't anything crazy, but they're still, again, he's one of 6 brawlers that, you know, with a game with nearly 100 brawlers that have 3 different buffies. So it's just obviously going to be a lot stronger than a lot of brawlers in the game, and Colt was one of the worst before the buffies. So yeah, just max him out already, abuse him before he gets nerfed. So moving on to the next brawler who you should max out. Can you see? Okay, I'm getting sick and tired of this, guys. Frank has received a buffy, and he is incredibly strong. Frank is one of the best brawlers in the game easily, and that's thanks to his sponge star power buffy. He's so incredibly tanky, it's just impossible to take down. And then you've got the irresistible attraction buffy, which snipes you like a sniper, and then 5 seconds slow, makes it incredibly hard to deal with. And yeah, it's just Frank at the end of the day. Even if you're Shelly or someone that counters, I think the only true counter to a Frank at the minute feels like maybe Ems and then Primo. Outside of it, even Shelly, I'm kind of struggling to deal with a Frank right now. He's so hard to kill. Yeah, just max him out already. Okay, and moving on to the final buffy you should max out. So all 6 buffy brawlers I recommend maxing out, because even if they receive any type of nerfs, I still anticipate them being minimum like B, A tier in the meta, and these nerfs might not come for another week at least. So Spike, incredibly toxic right now. So boy, is Spike just the best damage dealer in the game by far. Whenever I play Spike on ladder, it's just the most free win ever. A little bit harder to make work at high level in ranked, because pros know how to dodge curveball. But bro, it's just so, it's brain rot. It's actually brain rot playing Spike. He deals so much damage. He can cycle through to his hype charge so quick. His popping pincushion gadget, any type of, so normally like Mortis, Edgar, especially if Spike was weak, you could probably just about kill a Spike in the right moment if you know he's used up a piece of ammo. But he has popping pincushion now that can just delete you 6k damage, 8k, I don't even know. It just insta-shot so many assassins and tanks inside of a game. And then his hypercharge is, again, brain rot. You're just spamming out shots galore. It lasts for 7 seconds. Yeah, Spike is completely and utterly just insane. Okay, so we can take a deep breath now, guys, because there's no more buffy brawlers to talk about. And we're going to be talking about Ruffs. So Ruffs is quite a simple brawler, and most players don't really enjoy playing a Ruffs, but I've always liked playing Ruffs because, especially with this recent buff, it's just so easy to hit his main attack, and he's more of a support brawler, so if you're looking to carry, Ruffs probably isn't that guy. But at the same time, Ruffs is just very good into everything. You're seeing the pros still just play Ruffs pretty much everywhere. And, you know, gem grab, in Brawl Ball, he's just so versatile. His sandbags can tank a lot from single shot brawlers like Pierce, who are good in the meta. His super can break open walls if needed, and then the defensive game modes like Knockout and Bounty, I'm still seeing pros play a lot with the other star power that can gain a lot of health for your teammates. There's just a lot to love about Ruffs, but it's just mainly because it's just impossible to hit his miss his main attack. The next brawler you must max out this season has to be Gray. So Gray, already with the World Finals, I know it's like 2 months ago now, but he was really good there. He was pretty much first pickable in Knockout and Bounty, and really insane in Hot Zone. If you're gonna, I think there's only a couple of brawlers that can really stop like a Gray Frank composition, a Gray Hank, or any type of Gray tank, and that's probably about Lou, because literally aim at the game right in Hot Zone, just sit on the zone. If you've constantly got, especially if a Gray is good and he can set up your teleport, so from spawn you can go into the zone. If you just keep them respawning with one of the tankiest brawlers in the game, no matter how much DPS you have in your comp, you're not going to be able to stop that constantly going in time and time again. So it's all about how fast you can set up your teleports for your teammates. But outside of Hot Zone, he's just insane in Knockout Bounty because of his walking cane gadget. It's just a guaranteed hit most of the time if you're good with him. Gray's insane again. The next brawler you must max out for this season has to be Lily. So again, Lily is only good, guys, when brawlers like Spike are banned pretty much, and maybe even Shelly. So those are like the 2 pain points for Lily. So yeah, if you're playing ladder, maybe not the best brawler, but inside of ranked, absolutely, because Lily is just still so incredibly broken with the Vanish gadget. It's just still such a broken mechanic. You think all these buffy brawlers and this Vanish gadget is just still just creeping in and just do it. I just kind of wish at this point the next buffy brawler is just some of the most broken gadgets in the game, so they can rework them in some ways, because it's quite clear they've been holding on to this Vanish gadget rework for a long time. The hypercharge is still pretty good. The other thing going against Lily is the global health buff, but at the same time she's received a health buff which can help her in 1 versus 1 interactions. So yeah, Lily is still good. But next brawler you must absolutely max out for this season has to be Angelo. So Angelo's always going to be your safe bet in terms of a brawler that's super consistent, always floating in and around the bottom of the A tier, middle of the A tier, because of the map pool mainly, and the fact that with Angelo you can safely escape, especially as a sniper, against some of these pesky buffy brawlers. So for example, if I don't know, Shelly slows you on Bounty and Knockout with clay pigeons, you can jump away. If Mortis is looking to come in for the kill, you can jump away. If you want to get some good pressure, maps like Bell's Rock, you can use the Pierce gadget and deal a lot of damage for a wall. It's just Angelo. Angelo's super versatile, deals so much damage, and he's one of the snipers that just still fail to really fall off. Even with all of the global health buffs, it hasn't really changed so many interactions for him. So yeah, Angelo's still insane. So moving into the final brawler you must max out for this season, it has to be Otis. So Otis, still, even after all of the changes, I think he hasn't really like gone down in my estimations whatsoever, and that's just thanks to just the pure damage his main attack can put out. His main attack just still shreds through people. It hasn't been nerfed whatsoever, and you got to think, right, so if some of these brawlers at the top of the meta still manage to wean their way through the ban phase, well, you know, Otis, one of the best counters to Mortis. Otis can be pretty strong against Frank, especially with his hypercharge stopping the stun. You know, Otis is going to stop a lot of cheesy compositions, assassins, etc., and pretty versatile as well. So that's going to be it for today's video. I kind of put off making this video because I was hoping there was going to be some balance changes maybe Monday, but it doesn't. I don't know when there's going to be any. So yeah, I'd be safe in maxing these out probably for this week at least. And again, even if some of these brawlers get nerfs, I highly doubt that they're going to drop off that dramatically, to be honest. So yeah, max out these brawlers. These are the best. That's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys next time.